Jelastic also has a special user interface for advanced users who have expertise in different technologies. So such kind of users can create complex environments from scratch, complex cloud environment from scratch. We have about 50 certified software stacks, such as load balancers, web servers, application servers, SQL and NoSQL database servers. And such stacks and templates, they are highly automated, so they can be scaled up, scaled in and out. They support load balancing and advanced lifecycle actions, such as setting passwords, resetting passwords, snapshotting, and etc. And we maintain this list of technologies and try to keep them up to date. So, if I'm an advanced user, I can create a cloud environment to run my application. We have predefined recipes for Java applications and due to PHP, Ruby, Node.js, Python. Also, we support Microsoft.NET, ASP.NET, and moreover, Jelastic has integration with Docker container technology. Let's start with Java, as it is number one stack for enterprise developers. And in case of Java, Jelastic offers support of more than 10 the most demanded Java application service, such as Tomcat, Glassfish, JBoss, JT, Raylo, Wi-Fi, Tommy. We're also adding support of Oracle WebLogic right now for big enterprises. So I can choose any of these application servers. The next step is that I can choose version of Java runtime. Support the most widespread, such as 6, 7, and 8, and I can choose any of them, but let's use Java 8. The next step is that I can configure how to scale my application, so I can define the rules how my application should be scaled. Jelastic supports two types of scaling. So the first type is called vertical scaling and is being performed within a single physical host. And the second type is horizontal scaling, so we can spread applications across the available infrastructure. So let's talk about vertical scaling first. What we can do here? We can set scaling limits for my application. And the main benefit of Jelastic is that I can define the minimal amount of resources that will be reserved for my application. And in the meantime, I can burst my application and I can configure vertical scaling limit that will be used in order to burst resources if they are needed. So let me show another environment. So I can configure that I will have only 1 GB of RAM and 3.2 GHz of CPU as reserved resources. So they will be always available for me, and I will pay for them like I pay for AWS. But the good news is that I can define the amount of resources that can be dynamically allocated, and I will pay for them only when I use these resources. And maybe the minimal period is 1 hour. So I will pay for 1 GB of RAM and 3.3 GHz of CPU all the hours during a month. However, if my application requires more resources, Jelastic can allocate them dynamically up to 16 gigabytes of RAM and 51.2 gigahertz of CPU. And I will pay only for actual spikes. So if I have a spike for up to 2 or 3 gigabytes of RAM, I will pay only for 1 or 2 extra gigabytes of RAM. And this is a selling point for end users, because this cloud is really elastic for them. They don't pay for only reserved resources, however that can be done. They pay for dynamic allocated resources, and the billing is very granular. So the Jelastic has hourly based billing, and in case of dynamic resources are not needed, they will be backed to the operation system, and customer will not pay for them. He will pay for preserved and pre-allocate resources. And if you want to be sure that his consumption, if you want to be sure that his application will have enough resources, and he want to pay some fixed fees, he can also do it. So that's possible to do, and Jelastic will pre-allocate this amount of resources for customer, and he will see only the fixed price inside our calculator, and he can also switch to monthly mode to see how much will it cost for him on monthly basis. So this demo environment, this configuration with 9.35 gigabytes of RAM and 31.2 gigahertz of CPU will cost for this customer $202 per month, and it's possible to see daily charges or hourly charges. But in the meantime, in addition to this vertical scaling, that is important, customer can configure horizontal scaling. And this is usually done in order to achieve high availability, achieve better resource utilization, and to be sure that application will properly handle traffic spikes. So to do horizontal scaling, I just need to click on this button and configure the amount of application service that will be used. I can do 2 nodes, 3 nodes, maybe 14 nodes or 16 nodes. And you as a service provider, you can configure such limits for each individual customer or for group of customers. And as you can see, Jelastic added load balancer automatically, and properly configured HTTP load balancing with support of sticky sessions. That means that all the requests that came to a particular web server, they will come to this server until it fails. And in case of any failures, load balancer will switch traffic from broken node to working nodes. And regarding load balancing, so customers can choose from Nginx, Apache, HEProxy, and Vanish load balancers. Let me choose HEProxy, which is used for highly loaded applications. The good news is that I can configure scaling for this HEProxy load balancer and set individual rules. And in addition to vertical scaling, I can also configure horizontal scaling that will result in highly available configuration without any single points of failure. So in this example, I will have two nodes of HA proxy load balancer that will be placed on different physical hosts in order to achieve high availability. And moreover, I will have 14 nodes of application server based on Tomcat that will be placed on different physical hosts also to maintain the needed level of high availability. And in addition to this horizontal scaling that can be configured in manual mode, I can configure horizontal scaling based on traffic spikes. So I can configure rules, and based on them, Jelastic will spin up new nodes for my application if this is needed, and Jelastic will also remove nodes if they are not needed anymore. Let me show how it works. So I can go to horizontal scaling rules and configure different rules for different types of nodes. For instance, for this Apache node, I can define such rules. So please add more nodes in case of average load by CPU or by RAM or by IOPS is more than 80%, or let's say 87% during the last 15 minutes. And please scale this configuration up to 3 or 5 nodes. And in case of load spike fall down, so I can configure another rule, and based on this rule, Jelastic will remove nodes and detach them from load balancer automatically, and it works like a case of average load by CPU during the last 10 minutes is less than 15%. Please remove nodes and scale this configuration down to one node. So that's really simple. I just need to configure such rules, and Jelastic will scale my configuration up and down and in and out, and this is really a good selling point for e-commerce solutions who require advanced scalability during Christmas sales or Black Fridays. That's really well work for them. And the next point regarding scaling is that I can also configure storage size and define the storage limits. Storage can be charged based on real consumption, or it can be charged based on limits that are set by customer. So it can be fixed pricing or pay-as-you-go pricing. It depends. And in addition, I can assign public IPv4 address for any node inside Jelastic cluster. So I can assign it to application server or to load balancer. So that's possible to do, and a customer will be able to access to this environment from any point of the world using the internet. And what else important is that for job applications we enable a special highly available mode that also configures additional replication, web session replication between application servers. This additional level of guarantee that everything will work properly, even if infrastructure goes down. So what else? As you can see, we also have a special layer for caching service for SQL, NoSQL databases. Regarding SQL databases, customer can create a separate instance of Microsoft SQL Server or MySQL, MariaDB, Percona, or PostgreSQL that is very popular right now. Moreover, we have support of different NoSQL databases such as MongoDB or Cassandra, Redis or Neo4j, OrangeDB, and others. And you can scale each component within its own way. So you can define these rules, and database can also be highly available. We have special packages in our marketplace that are designed to create database clusters. And here we have packages that enable master-slave replication for SQL and NoSQL databases, or multi-master replication for MySQL and MariaDB. So in this case, this multi-master replication is very popular because it's synchronous and allows to use all the database replicas simultaneously in read and write mode. And this is also one of the good selling points of Jelastic to end customers. And in addition to this SQL, NoSQL databases, to caching service, I can create a bare VPS server that can be Linux based or Windows based, and I can access to this VPS server on behalf of root user or system administrator user in case of Windows. That's possible to do. And these components can coexist in the same Jelastic tenant. So you can interconnect this plain VPS layer and database or application server so they can see each other. That's also important for customers.